Daima heads, get ready, because he is coming. It seems inevitable that there is a Part 2 LR coming for this celebration. According to Rick, it seems that the Global Dokkan campaign is beginning around July 7th, with the countdown beginning around June 30th. That means we could see a banner around the 15th, but Rick is saying we'll probably see one closer to the 17th, which makes sense to kind of fill that gap of time that we have between this celebration and the Global Dokkan campaign. With this also being the case, though, I really do believe that there's going to be 2 EZA events. One we've already gotten with AGL Ginyu, STR Raccoon Goldo, and Int Burger and Jace, but that happened very early in the celebration. So I would not be shocked at all if we get a later on EZA with Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, especially because they were on the banner, and it just seems like there's enough time to include another EZA for this celebration. Now, the other reason why I believe that this is going to be a Part 2 LR and not the Peppy Gals banners is because Peppy Gals do not normally get their own sales. With the sales ending on the 15th, it just doesn't make sense for this to be a Peppy Gals banner unless they were planning on just not including stone sales at all for half of the month, which would be very odd. Thus, this makes me believe we gotta consider who this Part 2 LR could be. Now, if they're structuring this just like last June's celebration, this is going to focus solely on a category. Last year we got Fizz Rose with EZAs for Kefla and her little side banner units, Caulifla and the STR Kale, Super EZA Goku Black, and STR Cell Max. Could we see a Super EZA here? Sure, we could see LR Ginyu Force, the Fizz 1, Super EZA. I think he still could come even if we get 2 other EZAs, but I really do think the Gammons are going to EZA here. Now, a lot of people are thinking, it could be a Nappa, could be a Raditz, Cyborg Tau, it could be LR Raccoon, it could be a Tag Burger and Jace, a Goku Ginyu, kind of help out the new Ginyu Force EZAs, but to me, I just don't think we're gonna see another Ginyu Force LR this soon, whether individually or the full squad. It just seems a little odd for them to release so many LR Ginyu Force units, and yes, I know they need it. I know the Ginyu Force EZAs need it, but this is not a Ginyu Force celebration, this is a mission execution celebration. And yes, the Ginyu Force member would be on mission execution, but it's usually a broader scale. So, to me, I feel like the most obvious option is LR Majin Buu. And I know it's so strange to say that he could be the #1 option for this slot, but let me explain. His categories got leaked when he came out as a boss card for the most recent Daima story event stage. And those categories are as follows: Majin Power, Artificial Life Forms, Dragon Ball Seekers, Demonic Power, and Mission Execution. Now, they didn't include Siblings Bond, but that's because Ku was not in the game, and the Ku is not a part of the card. So, if Ku ended up in the card, he would be on Siblings Bond. Now, the reason why that's important is because they just released a new Siblings Bond mission for Stage 7 versus Shula on the Dragon Ball Saga Redza. And I'm sorry if I said that wrong, that's just what the English version is. Thus, it just makes sense for a unit to be on Mission Execution and to be on Siblings Bond. It doesn't have to be on the 220%, but Majin Buu would fulfill all 3 of those categories. He would be on Mission Execution, he would be on Tao's 220%, and he would also be on Siblings Bond if Ku is included. It just seems like a slam dunk pick, especially if Daima is the Global Dokkan campaign. So, you could get rid of Buu right away and make him an LR, make him a good unit, help Mission Execution out, and help Daima probably, or Dragon Ball Seekers. Maybe make him a Mission Execution and Dragon Ball Seekers support unit. That way you're helping out Daima and you're helping out Tao at the same time. He has a chance to be a really good card and a slot 1 tank most likely, and he probably would get stronger as you go. So I would imagine he's probably going to work like a Festival Battles unit probably, but have some kind of mechanics to make him good early on. So I think it'd be a good option here. Again, Daima hasn't had anything since Super Saiyan 3 Mini Vegeta, so it just seems a little weird to have this giant lull without them really going ham these next few months on Daima, whether you like it or not. And again, like I said, especially if we're going to go to a 4 LR format for the Global Dokkan campaign, which is possible, I'm not ruling it out. Of course, I do think it might be 6, and I only say that because they specifically stated this is going to be anniversary level, and if that's the case, if they brought 6 LRs for one anniversary, who's to say they're not going to bring another 6 LRs for this anniversary? So I'm not sure. But it just makes sense for me to use Do now, and then, maybe have some other side banner units kind of cluttered up everything else. Now, he could be a fun unit. There is a ton of animations he has. He has his animations when he first comes out and fights Tamagami 1. There's some good stuff in there, some nice animations. There's also some animations when he fights Goma. Most notably is the cookie scene when he eats the cookie. He grows his hair long because he sees mini Super Saiyan 3 Goku over there, and he goes Super Saiyan 3. Whether that's an active skill or potentially a unit super attack, whatever, I think it should be included in this card. Clearly, our expectations shouldn't be they're going to use every single animation for these guys. They're definitely going to save some stuff for a future Do and a future Coup card. But, this could be fun to experiment with exactly what we could see with this Do, especially it's a Daima unit. And with all kinds of new characters being introduced in the game, they usually go pretty crazy. I mean, look at Cellmax, his first card in the game. He was busted, and I know it took some time for him to get into the game, but he was very busted when he came out. Orange Piccolo blew out the water when he came out for his first time. Beast Gohan's first playable card is still usable today. Usually new content is always going to be insane. Now you could look at some of the other Daima units like Mini Super Saiyan Goku, Mini Super Saiyan Vegeta, and Gloria and be like, well, Vegeta is okay. The Daima Coup is not really that good right now. Gloria is, but usually those kind of units are probably going to be pretty dominant. I feel like they held back a little bit on Vegeta and Daima Goku, though, because they're saving all of it for their adults, and they don't want the mini ones to be as strong as the adult ones. Most likely. I don't know. But to me, I think this is it lines up very well, and I think it's one unit that people do not see as coming. I think a lot of people are just kind of looking at the category and skimming through and oh, it could be this guy. It could be Super 17 or Rildo, and very well could be. It really could. But I think the Do is a sneaky pick that no one else has seen. But Do is not my only selection in the slot. He is just my number one option for this slot. My second option is Super Android 13. Why? Because first of all, it's movie bosses and Dokkan. Name a better couple. They love their movie bosses. They love releasing them every 2 to 3 months. It's all right, it's time for another movie bosses, and he fits on the mission execution category. He's also an android, which would help pair with the Gammas, who might EZA just around the same time as Android 13's release. So maybe he needs androids for his intro to go up, or maybe he needs androids for his active skill, or androids or mission execution, or something of that sort. But it would just make sense for him to come out with the Gammas all at the same time, and it would help kind of encourage the Gammas to EZA with him. Now, there are some animations we do need to see more of. They'll probably redo the SS Deadly Bomber, make it a lot more high quality. He could have a nullify animation or / a counter animation when he does the gut punch, or the nut punch, whatever you want to call it, right, when he's getting attacked. He could be a very fun tank, and maybe he doesn't hit super hard, but his counters and his active skill might do some crazy damage. But I think he could just be a fun unit overall. I know we're going to have the Super Saiyan Trio EZA next year, which is kind of, I'm maybe thinking they might save him for next year to be, EZA next to them, possible, or release next to them when they EZA maybe. But I'm not going to say that this wouldn't be a great pick, and it would fit really well. 13 doesn't have a new card in forever, and quite frankly, they do need a new card, so it'd be pretty fun. So, again, with how much Dokkan loves movie bosses and Super Android 13 kind of sliding right into the perfect theme here, I could definitely see an LR Super Android 13 in this slot. Now, my final one's a little tricky. Again, could we see a Ginyu Force member? 100%. Could we see maybe someone like a Tag Gammas here? Sure, why not? Cooler Squadron, Rildo, Super 17, Tag Androids, LR Jacko, why not, right? But all of these guys are on this category, and there's just a ton of options. There's really nothing leading us to a full-on conclusion, maybe minus the EZAs, and maybe the fact that we're heading into a Daima Global Dokkan campaign. Again, it's not confirmed, it just seems very likely. With that being the case, though, is that all a factor? I think there's one thing that's a big factor in all of this, is that Heroes is on this category. Now, I know it's going to be a reach. This is a huge reach. I understand this, okay? But hear me out. There's a ton of Dragon Ball Heroes units on this category. Now, I don't know if they have the rights to release another Dragon Ball Heroes units without, Heroes being active anymore. I don't know if they have those rights, but if they do, you know how fun it could be if they released their first ever Heroes LR out of nowhere. No one saw it right before the Global Dokkan campaign, and it's like Limit Breaker, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, Tag Unit, Dragon Fist, like it's just a crazy card, and and then they EZA the Limit Breakers, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, since they both need their EZAs. Like, that would be pretty fun. Now again, I do think the Gammas are EZAing here, especially because again they're on the banner, but you cannot tell me how sick it would be if we got the Limit Breaker EZAs with an LR Limit Breaker, Tag, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, or maybe just a duo unit. I don't really care. But that unit we've all been anticipating for forever as an LR would be sick. Again, it is a huge reach. I really don't even know if they can tap into Heroes anymore. But they are on mission execution. And if they are a tag unit, they would be Earthbred fighters as well and would land right on 220% for Tau. And that would be pretty insane. I just wish that they would tap back more into Heroes. Again, I don't know if they have the rights, but it would be really cool to just see out of left field LR. It's a Heroes unit. No one expects them. And again, these EZAs for the Limit Breakers are due this year. So regardless or not, they're going to have to EZA eventually, no matter what. But it would just be really cool to see out of left field and pair them with a unit like that. Now, I want to hear what you guys think about this part 2 of the celebration. First of all, is it an LR? Is it even an LR, or are we gonna look at someone like a Peppy Gals banner, maybe with a Renzu or Pansy or some Dragon Ball Saga Peppy Gals, or is it going to be someone like Do as the Yellow Coin LR, or maybe you would think it is a Ginyu Force unit, or maybe you think it's out of left field and you think it's a LR Second Form Frieza or something like that, or maybe you think they stay in Dragon Ball and release something like a World Tournament TN. I don't know. What do you guys think? I want to hear what you guys have to think down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and comment down below if you guys like this voice content. First of all, there's plenty more on the way, and if you want to see more and enjoy more of these videos, click the playlist down below. It has all of my voice videos in one of the playlists, and the other playlist is all of my Dokkan Battle content all together. I'll see you guys next time. Stay legendary.